1996 is calling, and I'm answering. What is going on, family? It's your Carolina cousin, Big, back at you with another one. And we are here on release day Saturday, trying to get these Air More Uptempos. Let's get it. This location didn't get them, so I'm going to try one more shoe store around this area and see if they got them in stock. This store didn't even get them except for preschool sizes. We are now outside of the Athlete's Foot, second shoe store of the day. What is going on, family? It's your Carolina cousin Big M back at you with another review. And I was supposed to bring this video to you guys yesterday, but I completely struck out in my city trying to pick up the shoe of the day. I had to drive up to Virginia to try to get my hands on it. And I basically was able to see a lot of the shoes that released on release day Saturday. If you don't know, there were the Laser Jordans, both the one. They actually came out pretty good, better than I expected, and then the Laser Jordan threes came out immaculate. That's one of those shoes that weren't on my list, wasn't even thought of. But seeing it in person today, if those are able to go on sale, that's something that I'll definitely pick up and have in the collection. But it wasn't even in my top 20, 25 for the year. But seeing them in hand, that shoe came out really amazing. If you guys have been seeing my previous videos, you would know that I was on a kick for the Anthony Edwards 2s. For the month of July, I was able to pick up 6 pair, and those were going for 40 a pop. They are still $40 at the Adidas outlet stores. I've been to the ones in Hampton, Virginia. No, the ones in Williamsburg outlet, Adidas outlet, the one in Norfolk outlet, and the one in Smithfield, North Carolina. Well, I went to the Norfolk outlet today, and they had the AE1 on sale. Now, bear with me, guys. This was only $30. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably one of the worst colorways that I've picked up. But after wearing the AE2s and feeling how good they are on feet, I have 2 pairs that I wear to the gym consistently. And I decided that I never owned a pair of the AE1. So I decided to get a pair of the AE1 lows that they had on sale. And this is not the colorway that I would have picked, but they're only going to be worn at the gym. So I thought that my journey was over as far as the AE1s. They don't have any 13s, but they do have it in the AE1 low. And this is the lime pair. For $30, you can't beat it. It's the Pre-Love Lime colorway. All of the Anthony Edwards sneakers do come with an additional set of laces, but I'm probably going to keep the blacks in here. Like I said, I'm just going to be wearing these on the treadmill and doing my lifting, so not too bad. You have your Adidas logo there, as well as on the back. Size 13 king size, you know how we do over here. And you get the Anthony Edwards logo on the tongue as well as the insole. Uh, it has light strike technology or light boost technology. We're going to see how this works out at the gym. I'll come back and let you guys know, give you an update on whether the AE1 lows or the AE2s are better for the gym. But without further ado, we have the shoe of the day, which is the Air More Uptempo. and I
New
have
shoes.
been waiting on these. Um, if you have been watching the channel, you know that I am a huge fan of the flu games. That is my favorite shoe of all time. That big, bulky boot of a shoe. Yes, it is my favorite Jordan of all time, my favorite sneaker of all time. That was released back in late 96, early 97. But the thing was, back in 96, for their second start of the three-peat, when Jordan was wearing the 11s, it was Scotty who had the heat on feet wearing these in their 96 run. Scotty, they are saying that this is not his official shoe, even though they do have him involved in the marketing of the shoe. I'll put up a picture here. And they also let you get another look at that. The Air More Uptempo was more of the big man line of shoes. The originals didn't have as bold letters at the bottom, that thick white area here. It was more outlined in white, but you have people who are saying that they have a problem with it being this thick. That means that you didn't get the uh, Olympic version, because look at how much white you actually have on the Olympic version. The air is all the way spelled out in white. You have the piping coming all the way down, and then you have white on the midsole. So these having a little bit of extra white on it that has no bearing on me getting them. When it comes to comfort, these are the most comfortable shoe that I have in my collection. If I'm going to be walking around DC, if I'm going to be walking around Charlotte, if I'm going to um, the zoo in, where did we go? Ashboro. Uh, I'm going to be wearing these. So these are the most comfortable shoe that I have, and I am a big fan of the Air More Uptempo. You have, even though they weren't Scotty's shoe technically, when it came to the Olympic shoe, they did put Scotty's number 8, which was his Olympic number, on the back. And as you can see, this has the jewel swoosh. The This pair has the black jewel swoosh, which is for the original. This is a OG feature. It didn't come on the last couple of pairs. They were having the white jewel swoosh on the back, but it is a staple amongst the Air More Up Tempos. And another one that I have in my collection is the coconut milk. Like when I'm wearing my Wake Forest gear and just need to have on some gold and stuff like that, I'll throw on my coconut milk. And that one does not, this one does not have a jewel swoosh. I just realized that. Yeah, it's like some nubuck or leather on the inside of that. But the Olympic and the OG colorway, even though it has that extra white, both have the jewel swooshes. Um, Growing up, I had people in my neighborhood and kids that went to my school that were able to get their hands on this. Back in those days, I didn't have the shoes that I wanted to wear to school. Um, so I just had to wear what was available to me. I was telling my family about this the other day, and not to go on a tangent or anything. Um, Around this time, 95, 96, and stuff like that, you had the Grant Hills coming out. You had the Rain Mans, which the Reebok Kamikazes. You had the Air More Up Tempos. You had Jordans. You had the gloves. You had the what's another 90s shoe that I loved? The questions, the Reebok questions for Iverson and everything. I loved all of those shoes. And I told my parents that I wanted the Rain Mans. Kamikazes, same thing. But what I ended up with was this. These are the Feline Rainmakers, and I believe that they were Hersey Hawkins shoes. Um, no, no shade to the player or anything like that, but literally these were just about the same price as the Grant Hills, and my parents didn't get me the Grant Hills, but they decided that they would get me the Rainmakers instead of the Rainmans that I wanted. Literal raindrops. At the same time that these were out. At the same time that Jordan 11s were out. And this is why some of us sneakerheads that lived through the golden era of sneakers, I feel, which was the 90's, we are going back and we are getting these sneakers today. I just saw the royal blue pair of the Charles Barkley 94s, which I believe this is what this shoe gets its elastic uh, tongue holder from. That shoe was on sale. Beautiful new buck on the toe with that blue, royal blue leather underneath. Beautiful, beautiful shoe. If that goes on sale, I'm definitely adding that to the collection. But just another OG 90's, like Nike is coming through. You have the Air Bacons that are going to be coming out. You just had the gloves that were coming out. If you were someone who was wanted sneakers back in my era, you are getting all of these things now. Like Nike is really just, coming out of the vault and giving us the heat. Like, to me, this, for some people, this might be a little bit too gaudy. Like, literally having air written across the side of the shoe. But I remember I had on, I want to say it was a coconut milk pair, and one of my friends from the projects that I grew up in as a kid saw them, and it immediately gave that nostalgia effect. Like, he knew exactly what shoe that was. Like, no one has to explain to you when you see that air written across the shoe. Everyone knows that this is Pippen's shoe. You had a lot of collegiate players that were wearing this, but it's just a dope shoe. Like, you have your Nike checks on the back of the shoe. You have your Nike swoosh here. You have your Nike swoosh here. You have your Nike swoosh on the tongue. Like, it's no mistaking that this is a Nike shoe. Like, it's branding all over it, but they did it perfectly, in my opinion. Like, my son doesn't like these at all, but as you can see, I have three pair. When they come out with another colorway that I enjoy, I'm gonna get those two. They're comfortable on feet. You can walk miles in them, even though they feel like boots. They are super comfortable, and you don't have to worry about them pinching your toe or you know being uncomfortable or anything like you would normally have. But where are my manners? We got these in a size 13, the Air More Uptempo 96, and you have it in black, white, black. And I wasn't able to get them in my city. I went to the Hibbets, and I went to the Athlete's Foot. Neither one of them got them in. My local Hibbets were saying that they only had them in preschool sizes, which wasn't going to help me. So I was able to track them down eventually. Tried to get them at Foot Lockers in Lynn Haven Mall and also in Greenbrier Mall. Didn't have them. I couldn't get in contact with the Snipes. Finish Line didn't have them. Champs didn't have them. And I was able to finally get them at the DTLR in Chesapeake Square Mall. That was actually my first time being there. And picked up another size as well. So for box number 2. And just a little insight. When you open the box, pull that down, and you just have these in the all white paper. And do we have a lot number? Yeah, you have a lot number up here in the right corner of the box. But I don't think there's any YCM stickers or anything like that. But simple, OG, classic Nike box that they come in, a little bit of white paper, and OG sneakers that I'm going to be putting on foot immediately. But thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace and positivity.